Ball to death.
Why? The social medias.
Oh man, we're live, bro. Uh-oh. Hold on. Do we want to leave that in?
Bloopers.
Yep, it stays in. Okay.
Bloopers
right.
from the Ark.
Y'all got some bloopers tonight, but welcome to Transformers IDW Autocracy, Volume 1. For those of you who are new to our show, we are reviewing the 2005 to 2018 IDW Transformers comic series in chronological order. With my mans in them, P.A.K 45, also known as King of Lore, and Ramrod, King of Games. What's up? We are back at it tonight. So
glad to be back at it.
Yeah. It was all good fun. I don't know what Fuck 'em to Death was, but it's in there. Sorry. Y'all get some bloopers tonight, man.
South Park.
Yeah, a little South Park reference. Fuck 'em to death. Okay. With all that being said, it's time to roll the tape. Ooh, coming in with the sauce, boy. That's some Sardo Numbspa action right there. Hey, what's up, bro? And also shout out to Marcos, other IDW crew, Input and Crimson. What's up, guys? All right, we're going to go ahead and get started right away. All right. Mission control good. We go?
Yep. All right. We're here with the Transformers Autocracy issue 1. Got the Orion Pax on the scene here. This is Autocracy Chapter 1, Law and Disorder. The story by Chris Metzen and Flint Dill. Art by Livio Raimondelli. Letters by Robbie Robbins. And editors John Barber and Carlos Guzman. Now, regardless of what it says at the bottom there, this is Autocracy issue 1, which was published in 2012.
Okay.
So what do we got here, Briag?
All right, starting off these first few panels, it says Cybertron before the war, and there's a small little caption kind of in the bottom right corner there where you see C Transformers Volume 5 Chaos Theory. We covered a before the war section because these first couple panels is Optimus Prime flashing back to when he was Orion Pax and stood up to the Senate.
Yes.
Let
me interject for just a second.
Before
we go on, please refer to the video that we already did titled, I do believe we titled Road to Chaos. That will explain everything right before this. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. So he describes sitting there that he was rebuilt, and he's got the matrix, and he's got this chest cavity. And then it goes right into the story of him flashing back to one of the missions he went on. So you can go ahead and go to the next page there. So he's with Prowl, Bumblebee, Hound, and Ironhide. They've set up a convoy, and they're basically going out to capture some arms dealing with some Decepticons. And they're going through some of the shady parts of town. I don't know if they're actually in K-On. It doesn't actually say exactly where they're at. Well, it does. It says the very top, Taurus City, Nyon, the Rust Narrows.
This is going to be a very dark series, as you can see right here. The shading, the art is definitely of a dark tone for what we're going to go through right here.
Yeah, it's very gritty, very faded colors, but lots of light reflection colors, like everything's nighttime.
And last we did see Orion Pax was his rage was building over the corruption that he was learning about.
Yep. And him and Ironhide share the same opinions about just go in there, beat the crap out of him, sort him out later.
Yeah. Thought there was somebody that we just were introduced to begin here. Was it arms dealer Swindle, or because I know they're after Soundwave as well? Was it Swindle?
It's Swindle in this very first issue. And they're basically finding out that he's doing a bunch of arms dealings, and you can refer back to our previous videos, but he's been operating behind the scenes under Senator Ratbat to kind of push things along, which everything that's happened, of course, Senator Ratbat is no longer senator, but he's still doing his thing, doing what Swindle does. So Autobot crew bursts through, going for the arrest. Looks like everything gets a little bit brutal. We do have a death here of a no-name Decepticon, or maybe a badgeless. I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit.
That's fine. That's fine. Hey, you're ahead of yourself, or I'm a little bit behind. Probably the second of the two.
Yeah, I've got it pulled up bigger on my screen here just so I can kind of see.
I do kind of feel it's important to set the tone that, you know, they're after the arms dealer, but I kind of, their mentality is kind of, to me, it seems like it's kind of, correct me if I'm wrong, shoot first, ask questions later. And for Autobots that we know, that's kind of not what we know and what they come to be known for.
Right. And Optimus is just following orders of confiscate the weapons and disarm the Decepticons in any means necessary. He's not really thinking about what Zeta could be doing behind the scenes. So you've got a firefight that happens. Swindle tries to escape. He calls on Silverbolt for aerials and drops the bombs. So now you got Swindle fighting back with Bumblebee. Bumblebee's out there trying to, make sure everyone has regard for the civilians. Of course, Swindle doesn't.
Yeah.
Prime goes in for the takedown.
Yeah, he's firing wild. Protect the civilians, says Bumblebee. That's a joke. You and your Prime are the ones crushing these people under your heels every day.
Yep.
You're under arrest, Swindle. You're going to tell us everything you know about Megatron and his terror cells.
Yep. Look how bad he just busted him up just with a one-arm takedown.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's dark throughout this whole thing. I think they set the tone up well with our last show, setting his mind state. Swindle, you'll never find us all. For all your firepower, you can't fight what we represent. A new age, a new way for all Cybertronians.
Yeah, you can really tell, Orion Pax is his attitude has changed, and really is not that many issues. Just a few story arcs. He's really changed.
Yeah, he knows the government's corrupt, and Zeta's the new Prime.
Pardon me for a second. I can't mute. Give me a little something to drink here because business is picking up right now.
Yep, gives him a big old uppercut, gut punch. It looks like, and then you've got the civilians looking at him like, "Wait, these are the officers that are supposed to be protecting the citizens. They look more like thugs."
Yeah, it's very important that you understand the perception, the perception of the civilians that the Autobots do carry.
Yep. So they're playing right into the Decepticons' hands because right now the public is on the Decepticon side for the most part.
Right, especially when they see you just bludgeoning, other Cybertronians.
Yep.
Swindle, face it, Autobot. You're not just part of the problem. You are the problem.
Yep.
This is kind of anytime you can get that kind of view right there of Pax. I like that.
Yep.
Seems like
he's so mad. He's just waving his gun around.
That, what Swindle says is right.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Ramrod.
I'm just saying it seems like Orion Pax is mad because he realizes that what he's saying has some truth to it.
Yeah, and as quickly as he points his gun, he almost seems like he's okay with playing into that.
Yeah.
Almost.
Go ahead, prove me right. Bumblebee, are you out of your... You beat an unarmed captive right in front of these people. It's no wonder they hate us. I used what force was necessary to... No, Orion, you lost control. What's going on with you lately? It's like you've completely lost touch with... Oh, I'm sorry. Crackoom!
Yeah. That's usually the noise for some sort of explosion or any kind of aerial bomb. So looks like they incinerated the place.
Yeah, amongst the collateral damage, we see what's going on.
Yep, bomber making a run. So he tells Prowl to stand down. Okay, and they're rolling out. So Laserbeak's getting it all on film. So, and that's the end of the actual first issue, because it is 10 mini issues built up into one
Right.
large omnibus book.
Yep. So, yeah, with that being seen, we can see Mr. Soundwave's his
Little minion.
Yeah, his espionage minion, his spy minion, deluxe here. I mean, don't mess with Laserbeak. He's not to be messed with.
Yeah.
So,
They
yes,
got all that filmed, and they could put that out to the entire public.
and we got some nice little sheets here at the end, you know, because we have two comics going on at the same time while this is going on. But
in the future,
yes, much in the future, because we are in chronological order. All right. But I do believe that we should show what's in the comic book, and we should give the artist and the creators their due that they deserve. Okay, Ramrod.
Yeah, so this is issue 2, and it's Autocracy Chapter 2, Parasites. And again, on story, we have Chris Metzen and Flint Dill. The art is Livio Ramondelli. Letters, Robbie Robbins. Editors are John Barber and Carlos Guzman. And this is correctly labeled Autocracy number 2 this time. And it's also 2012.
Yep.
Hey, so King of Lore, bring us in with this chapter 2 here.
All right, starting up in Iacon, the Citadel. This is where the Prime usually stays, and you've got your newly set Zeta Prime. He's basically called to order. I think that is what's left of the Senators. And he's basically hatching a plan of cracking down on the entire population and using a police force to get everyone in line. Put a what do they call it? They limit your time out at night. Curfew.
Right.
They put a curfew in. So, and he's also demonstrating a new weapon called the Vampire Ribbon, which essentially sucks energon from your victims, but then it expels that energon in a giant blast at whoever you're aiming it at. So not only are you killing people by taking all their energon, you're killing another group of people by blasting them with it. And that's how the weapon works.
Yeah.
And of course, there's Starscream up there, who is sitting in. He's a delegate. Zeta maybe or may not be aware exactly what Starscream is, since Starscream and his troop killed all the previous senators and delegates. So I don't know if they actually know that he was part of that, or if he is a Decepticon. I don't think he does, but he might.
Yeah, I thought maybe that was kind of maybe a little bit of an error. I could be wrong, because on All Hail Megatron, he did address himself to the Senate in his true colors, and here he is again.
Right, but he killed all of them.
So yeah, he did kill them all, and this isn't. I could be wrong on this, but there's word of mouth.
Yeah,
trying to tell me that all the Autobots were still alive then. Word of mouth has not taken up that, hey, Starscream is who he is. So to me, it's an error, or it's just kind of a miscue. But I'm not sure other people feel the same way.
Yeah. So Starscream, he may just be a delegate that's kind of representing the Decepticon side of things, but he's not considered a Decepticon just because Zeta may not know that he did the bombing of the old delegates or Senate, or maybe he does and he don't care.
Right. I do. And Zeta Prime is not your typical. Well, Sentinel Prime was very arrogant and brash, and I feel like
Yeah.
Zeta is the same way.
Yeah, Sentinel was like a harsh militant type commander, whereas Zeta just seems evil. Like he wants to be a controlling narcissist. Okay, so they debate about Swindle here. Basically, Starscream says something about Swindle, says his name, and Zeta's coaxing him with, "Oh, you know him?" So he backtracks a little. I'm familiar with his illegal dealings.
Yeah.
So next scene, you've got
The
Orion
Citadel.
Pax.
Guardian Chambers.
Yep. And I believe, it's hard to tell. I don't know if that's the real Ultra Magnus or if that is just the current bearer of the title. They never get into exactly when it is, but I think that is the real Magnus.
I can't remember in what we've covered so far. Have we seen Magnus before?
Yes. We saw a recolorization of Pax. Like the original toy was just a light blue, and all hell Megatron Origins.
Okay.
Yeah, he was the white one.
So I think this is the first time we see him. Please, if we're wrong, put in the comments down below. But I think this is the first time we see him in his true form this way.
Yep.
Because we got him in this morning. Come on, Magnus. Is that all you've got? You're the ranking officer, Orion. I don't want to hurt you. If I've learned anything from fighting the Decepticons these past few megacycles, holding back will only get you killed. Whoa, hold on a second. Apologize.
Yep. And he throws Optimus for a loop, just tosses him. Optimus fires back with a haymaker and look at Magnus just blocking that thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, go ahead.
I don't know if it's ever actually said in this particular comic, but it has been said in other comics before that Magnus is a master of Metallicaido.
Which is a fighting style, correct?
Yeah, it's a I think it's just like jiu-jitsu, and their version's called Circuitsu. But it's basically where he's on the defensive all the time, and he uses his attacker's energy to throw them off balance. So Optimus attacks, he could do the whole arm pull through and throw him to the ground.
Yeah.
But I mean, Magnus is a professional martial law person.
Yeah, Magnus. Go easy, Orion. Calm down. Your anger's throwing your timing off. What's wrong with you lately? I don't know. Swindle's interrogation didn't give us any real leads. I feel like I'm failing, Magnus.
So yeah.
So, we can kind of see that he's going through some gut checks, some questioning of what's happening.
Yep. He's kind of struggling between being the cop that follows what he's told to do versus being an actual good cop.
Right. Okay, now
here we are with Zeta again.
here's
useless info for the interrogation, and he's eager to test out that weapon.
Which I think is, I don't think it's very, I can't say, it's not a regard for life. He's just ready to use this to get whatever energy he can with killing people.
Yep. He's ready to control the whole situation.
Go ahead, Ramrod.
I'm just saying it seems like a sociopath.
Yeah, it does. And before he got the Matrix, we had just a couple pages in those previous comics. It showed like he was kind of a young, kind of a vibrant, kind of reminded me of Hot Rod with the few things he said. But now he looks like a psycho.
Well, he was the one that insisted Orion use his title right after he got it, wasn't he? You know, Prime title.
Who's Zeta?
Yeah, Zeta.
Zeta's not around for when when Orion becomes Optimus Prime.
No, I mean in a previous issue.
Oh. Yes, he told Orion Pax to refer to him as Zeta Prime.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, the title, he's all about the title now.
Yeah.
But I was talking before that, whenever basically Shockwave modified him and Orion Pax with the chest cavities.
Yeah.
And said to seek each other out, the little conversation they had together, it looked like they were kind of brethren a little bit, but not at all.
Yeah, you can see. So he's getting ready to display his disregard for life, his personal agenda. You see, the weapon is prime, but its energy is somewhat volatile. The ribbon must be released, or the unit could overload. Wait, no, madness. Which it is. Draining combatants in this way is, in addition to the ribbon's devastating effects, creates a perfect circuit of death. Yep. Senators, this is the weapon of our time. Go ahead.
I'm just agreeing. The way that it takes and throws.
Yeah, look how he describes. He might as well say he's killing people, but the way he describes it is the ribbon's devastating effect creates a perfect circuit of death. Yep. I mean, you're just killing somebody, but you've labeled it some kind of other crazy. It's some kind of other crazy idea to him.
Yep. Yep. And there he says that he's wanting to outfit the Omega Destructors, which are they're all the clones of Omega Supreme, all the Omega Sentinels, but he calls them Omega Destructors versus Omega Sentinels. So that gives you any frame of mind. He uses them definitely for destruction and power, whereas they're supposed to be guardians.
Let's see. All right. Looks like Zeta and Starscream are having some dialogue here.
Yeah, look how big he is compared to Starscream.
All right,
like when they made his set of armor, they made him big.
Starscream's not a smaller type because he's an aerial combatant.
Yep.
So yeah, that does show the size there, very much so.
Yeah, and in the past books we read, him and Orion Pax were the same size, so they definitely put him in a bigger body.
Yeah, same way with Sentinel Prime. Sentinel Prime was a very large body. If you recall back to Megatron Origins, when Megatron was fighting him, how small Megatron was compared to him.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Starscream, I'm also curious as to how you'll convince the populace to volunteer their precious energon. Volunteer? I fear you misunderstand me. I propose to simply reach out and take it after we've burned their wretched dissidents' enclaves to the ground. Unthinkable. The populace would turn on us the moment we attempted such a plan. Ah, but it has already begun. Senator, the sector-wide siphoning began 6 cycles ago, right under the dissidents' noses. And the test area we chose was Nyon.
Yep. So you kind of notice, earlier in the previous issue, Nyon was a pretty low quality, bad neighborhood. So it's almost as if he's attempting genocide on the poor population to keep the rich alive.
Yeah.
We've seen that agenda from the start with Megatron Origins, how the rich are look down upon the poor and look at them as their life is expendable.
Yep. So he's played right into the Prime title that's been happening all this time.
Yeah. All right, so he's referring to Nion, where the Autobot forces are currently trying to take control of, trying to get control of.
Yeah, that's where they apprehended Swindle. Okay, so here you got the Citadel again, Strike Command headquarters. You got Bumblebee and Ironhide pistol training. And then it jumps back to the Primacy Auditorium. So it looks like Starscream's whispering in one of the senator's ears. Look at that. You're no different than Megatron.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy to tell that's definitely what's happening. So, like I said, the Decepticons are rising up against evil. So you're going to watch everything change. You're going to watch lines be blurred.
Yep. And he specifically says, I was chosen to be Prime because I am the monster the people need. So, yeah. He just outright says it.
Yeah. So they have some dialogue back and forth. And Starscream is playing his role as actually like he's not knowing, look, there's a Decepticon spy.
Yeah. He's doing chief butt kissing, says, please, I've done worse in the name of. And Zeta's like, what was that?
Yeah. Infiltration compromised. Recalculated operation escape. Soundwave. This might be the next time we've seen Soundwave since Megatron Origins. Please, is that correct?
I can't remember.
I think so. Please, like I said, if I'm wrong, people put in the comments and let me know. But I think this is the next time we've seen Soundwave since that.
Yeah, because I don't remember him in Spotlight Orion Pax or Spotlight Blur. He may have had just a little bit of a cameo or something, but I don't remember him like playing a main part.
Right.
But espionage never seems to be present as a main part anywhere.
All right. So it looks like the weapon is overheated. Stop him, you fools. See all access points and contain him within the Citadel.
Yep. And he busts out of there, busts right through Prime.
So, like I said, the Soundwave is no. He's no one to be messed with. I mean, we kind of seen what he can do at the beginning of the series, and he is definitely a formidable foe for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's that quiet one you got to watch for.
Yeah, and his minions are not all goofy and stuff like, kind of portrayed in maybe in the tunes. They have some real serious special qualities about them. I'm really impressed how they've done them through the series.
Yeah, and they've, just to press that a little more, they last all the way to the end of the series, and they play big roles.
Yeah, I know when we get to All Hail Megatron, I'm very impressed with them. I mean, I like the edge they put on some of the stuff.
Yep.
Zeta, if the secrets that Decepticon just stole wind up in the public's hands, Orion, you are my best officer. Retrieve that data. Let nothing stand in your way. I'll bring him back, sir, dead or alive. And that concludes issue 2. As previously before, we are promoting we are promoting the next line, which is running simultaneously with this, because even though this is the beginning, this was made in 2012. They were placing comic books here and there forever. They would tell a story, they would go on, and later on they would give you some more story.
This series is a flashback compared to when it was actually released. But now we're at issue 3.
Soundwave's face. That's
Yeah,
like the
Soundwave on
most
the front.
iconic Soundwave face.
Right.
Flat bill, flat eyes. You don't even know what he's thinking. Not even Shockwave could figure that out.
Yeah. Oops, sorry about that. And for all people paying attention, you might have seen that in the thumbnail.
Yep.
Okay.
So here we got Autocracy, Chapter 3, The Hunt for Soundwave. Story by Chris Metzen and Flint Dill. Art by Livio Raimondelli. Letters by Robbie Robbins. Editor John Barber and Carlos Guzman. Issue 3, published in 2012.
Okay. It says, long ago on planet Cybertron, as dissident Decepticons rise up to battle the Autobot leadership, Orion Pax leads a team of police/soldiers when one such Decepticon Soundwave is discovered hiding in the makeshift Senate ruled by Nominus Prime. Orion's team is called in to bring the renegade to justice.
Okay, so Ryan Pax has got the usual crew together. Got Prowl, it's got Bumblebee, it's got Ironhide, probably has Hound. Yeah, second panel there, he's got Hound on the left. So same team of 5, including himself. And they're rolling out to get him. Silver Bolt's in the air. And they're going to the factory district.
Oh, just of note too, Hound. It did appear that Hound died in Megatron Origins, so we do see Hound again.
Yep. So thankfully he didn't really die. They must have got him back somehow.
So sorry.
Yeah, in between issues.
Huh?
In between issues.
Yeah.
Off the page.
CR chamber time.
Uh,
So you got Soundwave running. Releases Ravage to take care of Bumblebee.
Tell you what, him and Bumblebee, they've had a thing going on for a while, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. And he just to give you some power on Ravage, he took out Bumblebee and Hound by himself.
I've always liked Ravage.
Yep.
What were you saying Ramrod? What were you saying a second ago about the history or something between those two?
Well, I don't know if it's history at this point, but it seems like it's Ravage and Bumblebee always knocking heads.
Yeah. I know in the cartoon, like they had that one episode with Ravage locked up with Hound.
Okay.
All right. So Prowl and Ironhide. He sends Rumble out. And see, this time at this current moment, Rumble is blue.
Rumble is blue. I'm sorry. That's how I roll. Rumble's blue.
They swap their colors back and forth on this one just as much as they do the old cartoon. So look at that. He's earthquaking the ground, and he's taking a bridge down.
Yeah, I mean,
so a lot of power behind the tapes.
Yes. Like I was just saying that last issue, and you get the real display of some of it here, but there's even more, stuff like psychological warfare, mental distorting capabilities. So I like what they did with them for sure.
Yep. So that takes down Ironhide and Prowl. Silverbolt checks in from the air. So then you've got Orion pull it in right after him, rams him. So ejects Frenzy, mass hysteria.
What a special ability, man. Mass hysteria.
Yep. So, Ryan Pax getting ready to take him down. People in the back are like, oh, God, the law is here. And then Frenzy releases his ultrasonic something from his hands, but it's causing all of them to attack Orion Pax.
Yeah, it's like a fear, a frequency that will emulate fear to those around.
Yep. So Silverbolt coming in hot, and he releases Ratbat for aerial harassment. First time we've seen Ratbat since he was tapified or made into a cassette.
He was basically made Ratbat was made Soundwave's bitch.
Yeah. And look how easily he takes down Silverbolt. Just a couple of slashes, and he comes back from behind and rips a piece through the wing. So he's obviously fast.
Yeah, take a second to kind of. I really enjoy some art that's a little bit darker, but I really enjoy these scenes right here, done very well.
Yep.
You have to find those pockets and moments in these comics for the style of art. So I definitely want to point them out.
Yep. So yeah, they're. I can't tell if that's Rumble or Frenzy. Probably Frenzy.
Oh.
And they think they're home safe. Contain overconfidence. So later, near the border of Decepticon-controlled Kaon. So they're near Kaon.
Yep, he's red. That's Frenzy.
Yeah. So eject Buzzsaw, and Optimus comes in with a punch right into the chest.
I mean, you talking about to Frenzy? Wait, who is that?
That's Frenzy that gets blasted from behind, and then Soundwave is ejecting Buzzsaw or commanding ejection, and one panel lower, Optimus or Orion fist through the chest.
Well, before we get to the fist through the chest, let's still. I know we keep saying that several times, but look at the strength of Soundwave and his crew, because I know Frenzy doesn't die. So,
right,
you see that and you're like, okay, he's done. He's dead.
Yeah, no, you see that. He's like, God, it's got to be dead.
Yeah, that looks like a Megatron blast right there. So right. You even know Ryan Pax is pretty powerful to do that.
Yeah, so they're going to do battle, and the Soundwave does what he does best. He's going to analyze a situation, his surrounding, his opponents. Curious flaw detected within the Autobot commander.
Yep, even after getting a chest full of fist, he's analyzing Orion.
Designation, overconfidence.
Yep. Slaps him with what looks like the butt end of a rifle. Yeah, looks like it was maybe, I don't know, something. He blasts him with something.
Where are we at here? Up here?
Yeah, that whatever he's swinging, it looks like the butt end of a rifle of some sort, or maybe Rumble's arm. Oh yeah, probably a shoulder cannon.
I'm with Ramrod on that. I'm thinking it's his shoulder cannon. Rip it off and just slap you in the face with it, baby.
Yeah. So they fight back and forth. Looks like Orion manages to take him down. So quicker than some battles, but let's see.
Nothing I couldn't handle. But nothing, not easily dispatched, in my opinion.
Yep. So he's got a null ray to the back of the head while they're standing over Soundwave, and you got that should be Skywarp that has the purple gloves. I'm not sure who's flying behind him, but probably Thundercracker, and then that's probably Ramjet, I think, based on the shoulder guns.
Look, that's a very ominous scene right there with him floating in the air like that with their pointy wings, almost like a winged creature, winged robotic creature is what it looks like to me.
Yeah, it's kind of almost how they draw Scourge later on.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like Scourge in the sweeps.
Very much so. There's two big, I call them like claw wings, you know what I mean? Finger wings, and then there's a little some in there. But yeah, good find, Ramrod, definitely, for sure.
It looks like Dirge or Thrust is in the bottom right. I'm not sure which one.
Soundwave, Starscream, Soundwave's one of us. You ain't taking him anywhere. Pax, you're interfering with a sanctioned manhunt. You Autobots are pretty far from home. This ain't your jurisdiction no more. Autobot jurisdiction is what we say it is, Decepticon. Now, are you here to talk? Or are you here to fight?
Yeah. So yeah, it looks like you got maybe the Rainmakers, because it looks like you've got Thrust on the right, Ramjet in the middle. That's probably still Skywarp on the ground, and then to the left is probably Dirge. I
Sorry
don't know.
about that.
It's hard to tell since the colors are so dark.
Let me see if I can kind of get in there. Oh, wait a minute. It wasn't here. Hold on.
One more down, and it'll.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Looks like we're right here, right? Correct?
Looks like Thrust on the right.
Yeah, I think Thrust is on the right. Ramjet is second to the right. Pretty sure it's still Skywarp, second from the left or third from the right.
This looks like a maroonish tone on the forearm.
Yeah, it does. Like, I don't know if it's supposed to be maroon or supposed to be purple.
Is that a cone head on this?
Yeah, that's a cone head
Yeah,
behind
so
him.
that one's got to be Dirge
Yeah.
Okay.
or a random cone head.
All right. See, we got another cone head right there.
Yeah, that one's Ramjet.
Maybe a ramjet, you said?
That's what I think.
Yeah, and that one looks like Thrust.
And I was judging that based on the missiles on his arms, because Ramjet always had the rounded missiles like that.
So it looks like we almost have a complete full crew of Seekers and Coneheads versus some, what I like to call some seasoned veterans, some classic bots, Ironhide, Hound, Prowl, Bumblebee.
Yeah, and it looks like Astro Train and Blitzwing have got Bumblebee.
Yeah, I don't know. Is this the first time? Have we seen these two Jokers yet?
I don't remember seeing them.
Not in any like capacity where they were even speaking or had a good frame. Maybe they were in the crowd or something.
Okay. Well, Autobot, what we got here? We got kind of a after that we got take it easy now. My boss is impressed with you. He wants to have a sit down. Then you're free to go. Pax, yeah, right. You might be able to escape this tussle, but if you try, I'm under orders to shoot your little buddy. It's your choice. Don't do it, Orion. You know it's a trap. Sorry. But, well, Autobots, what's it going to be? So it looks like we are setting up we're setting up a little rendezvous with Pax and Megatron here. We think, fellas, call it. We're going to go on another one. What do you think?
I'd say we save it. We could do 3 now, 3 later, and then do the last 4 as a finale.
Okay, let's go ahead and call this one. So with what we just went through there, what do you get from that, fellas? I get we were leading up to this a lot with Megatron Origins, Spotlight Packs, Spotlight Blur when they were trying to, get different Cybertronians on the sides of whoever. This seems to me like it's really culminating into the dark.
A lot of build up of tension on both sides.
Yeah.
And unlike the G1 cartoon, you're seeing the Decepticon side of it and seeing that the Autobots originally weren't the good guys that they were portrayed to be, that we thought they were from G1.
Yeah, and you've got Optimus wanting to take the badge of Autobot and actually make it good after what he went through with the assassination attempt, busting in on the Senate, Whirl, and how he treated Megatron, all sorts of crap like that.
Yeah. So, well, with that being said, you guys have anything else to add? I think that's it for me.
No, man. I think the only actual deaths were the no-name Decepticon. It appeared Frenzy got shot through the chest and died, but we know that's not true. Other than that, that was a good build-up into what happens next, which is the meeting with Megatron, and after that.
Yes. I can keep going all night, fellas, but we're going to leave you something for next week. So, I'm saying stop back in again next week and see what's happening.
Yep. Hopefully we're not getting pulled in 500 directions again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff
Yeah,
happens in life. Go ahead, Ramrod.
I'm just saying everything's settling.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've all had some significant life things going on, which is normal. We all have something going on, so it's kind of a lot of it on my shoulders for the most part. So I take that on there, and we'll see if we can't bring you some of these a little more frequently and keep moving forward with this.
Yeah.
So that being said, thank you for stopping in. You know who I am. You got Briag 45, aka King of Lore. Yes, sir. We got Ramrod, king of all comics, man. And me. We're out, baby. Thanks for stopping.